This morning I have a great view of the moon over my left shoulder. I have a fantastic view of Saturn over my right shoulder that you'll see in a bit. And this morning I'm going to do something a little absurd. And I want you to think about the fact that even though Saturn looks like a tiny point of light in the sky, it does actually have some width. And I want you to think about how many Saturns it would take stacked ring tip to ring tip to completely cover the diameter of the moon. And that's what I'm going to figure out today. So I have my own guess on this, but I don't want to influence your guess. So I'm going to tell you my guess in a couple minutes after I take care of the moon. How many of those tiny little Saturns would it take to cover the diameter of the moon? And let's figure that out now. Okay, I'm going to start out by going to the moon. Let's go there now. I've got a really nice view of the moon here. I'm not too concerned about getting perfect focus because I do want to get all these pictures taken. I'm going to have to take about 20 pictures and then create a mosaic to get the full moon because I don't have that wide of an angle of view through this telescope. To get the entire moon, it took me about 30 pictures with this telescope. I'm going to have to go in afterwards and create a mosaic to create a full moon so that I can measure the Saturns across the face of it. Here are some of those 30 pictures. I ended up using 26 of these in the mosaic and stitched them all together using the method I described in my mineral moon mosaic creation video. Those pictures stitched together and enhanced resulted in this final shot of the entire moon. It looks pretty cool. Came out better than I thought it would, considering how quickly I put it together. As far as my guess on how many Saturns it's going to take to get across the face of the moon, I think it's probably close to 50. That might be a little high, maybe in the 40 range, but my official guess, we'll say, is 50. All right, the moon is getting pretty low, Saturn is pretty high, so let's go over to Saturn. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So that is Saturn at the same scale, so you can kind of get an idea of whether your guess was close or not based upon what we just saw with the moon and now with Saturn. I do want to see if I can dial in that focus a little bit more. It becomes more important here on Saturn than it was on the moon. I think the moon ended up being a little bit fuzzy, but let's go ahead and dial in the focus on Saturn. Okay, that was a little painful. I lost connection with the mount, had to realign, but I still got Saturn. It is now a little bit closer to sunrise, but that's fine. Saturn is about as high as it's going to get in the sky right now, so we can get some really good shots of it. I'm going to crop down this view a little bit, so it's going to look larger in the screen, but the pixel size is still going to be the same, so this measurement that we're going to do against the moon is still going to be completely valid. And the seeing is not fabulous this morning. You can see it's kind of wavy. I can't even see the Cassini division in this view. I can a little bit. So let me go ahead and get some pictures and we'll see what kind of Saturn we can get. Okay, I think that was a little bright, so I'm going to knock that down a little bit. And the air was just a little too turbulent to get great Saturn shots. I took 7 pictures over the course of about 20 minutes, and I'll just use the best one for the Saturns across the moon measurement. I got everything I need. I got my pictures of the moon. I got my pictures of Saturn. Let's take it inside, put the moon pictures together, and throw the Saturns on top and count them up. Okay, I've got my full moon here, and I've got my Saturn, and I'm ready to count them. This Saturn is obviously bigger than reality. It's at 150% scale right now, and the full moon is at 9%. So the Saturns are going to be pretty small, but we're going to see how many we can fit across the diameter here. The first thing I'm going to do is just draw a line across the diameter of the moon so that I can follow it along as I'm placing Saturns on it. Okay, we got our line. Let's go grab a Saturn. And I just pasted it on. You can see it's really tiny in here. Okay, let's zoom in on this guy and see how big he actually is. Okay, let's rotate him. Okay, that's one. Now we need to add in all the rest of them. Okay, here we go. We got our string of Saturns going across the moon. Now we need to count them up. So I can count them based on the layers because I have layers that have singles and then all these have 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 8 is 40. And then 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 47. My guess is actually really close of 50. That's crazy. Although I have like half of one missing there, or it's off the edge, and then a little bit down there too. So we'll say like 46 and a half. That's pretty good. I mean, how'd you guys do? Let me know in the comments, because that's crazy. I guess maybe I subconsciously kind of figured it out in my head from all my observations of Saturn and the moon. And this is kind of a cool view. This is not a picture of the moon that you see every day. It's interesting, some of the craters are actually the same size as what Saturn is in the sky. I'm sure doing this was really painful for some of you because, of course, this can be done with math and you don't have to spend the hours that I spent doing this. So let's go ahead and just check my work and let's see what the math says the number of Saturns are across the moon. And we're going to do that just with Stellarium. And what we're going to do is grab the diameter in degrees of the moon, and then just divide it by the diameter of Saturn. So moon diameter is 0.51423 this morning. And Saturn's diameter with rings is right here. It is 0.01197. Drum roll. So it's 43. So that's pretty close. I had like 46 and a half. So I was within 10%. I'd like to be a little closer than that, but 43 is what the math says. That's reality. I got 46. I'll take it. Like I said when I started this video, this was kind of an absurd project, but I did have a lot of fun doing it. I had fun creating that image at the end. It's not something you see every day, to see Saturns all lined up across the moon. So thanks for coming along with me on this journey. If you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and subscribe and you'll see more like it. We'll see you next time.